How's it going, guys? This is the ongoing Dhammapada study. So when I first started translating the Dhammapada, I thought I was going to have it done quick. Well, I translated the text in under 8 months, but then I digitally remastered each of the images. So there's 423 sutras, 423 images, and I digitally remastered each one. So it ended up taking me 18 months to finish this translation. And in my copy, it has all of the digitally remastered illustrations, and I made them oil paint. So it's the comparative reasoning oil paint edition. Today we're on chapter 6. When I do these lives, you are welcome to add anything that's good for you to add, or ask any questions that you need to ask, and that will be in the comments. So I would highly appreciate it if you guys interact with me. This is an ongoing study. The reason why I do the ongoing study is because it takes recitation of the sutras. Buddha himself says that the monk should be able to recite the sutras forward and backwards, and also embody the essence of each sutra. And we all know what you feed your mind is what you feed your spirit and your soul. So when you do the repetition of the sutras, you're constantly feeding this to your soul, which is going to lead you more towards nirvana. And the way that I see it is that these sutras are literally like an antivirus. If you think about violence and hatred and anger and all these poisons, the Dhammapada is literally the anti-poison. It's a beautifully written text. Buddha himself is said to have spoken all 423 lines. I love the way the Buddha speaks. I love every verse of this text. It's just absolutely fantastic. So it is my honor to go over these with you today. See if I can just pull up the screen there. Okay, looks like we're going to do it like this. And without further ado, let's begin chapter 6. So here you can see the images, and that's why I love this text. One of the reasons why, because they have these beautiful images that go along with the sutra. So you can read the sutra and study the images. And a lot of times the images are giving you knowledge that's unseen. So I like to say occult knowledge. 76. If you find a man who points out your faults and reproves you, follow that wise person as you would follow a guide to a hidden treasure. If you consort with a person like this, things will get better for you, not worse. Thank you for joining. Please comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to add something to the study group. I love positive knowledge that comes in. Sometimes different people's perspective can help other people out, or even me. It's an honor to be holding the study group for you today. Sutra 77. Should you encounter a good-hearted, wise person, let him guide you, teach you, and shield you from wrong. Such a person is close to goodness and far from evil. So here you have a lot of people, they don't take constructive criticism well. The Dalai Lama says that 80% positive reinforcement and 20% constructive criticism is a good formula. Sutra 78. I do this to repeat them myself, and I do this for good karma, and I do this because these texts should be studied. These are timeless texts. The Dhammapada is universal law text, and if people studied it, there would be virtually no suffering on the earth. So that's why I do this. Verse 78. Do not hang out with bad friends. Do not seek companionship with the vile. Associate with the virtuous people you can trust. Sutra 79. Drinking in the Dharma deeply will give you happiness, clarity, and serenity. The wise delight in the spiritual teachings given by enlightened beings. Here you have this beautiful drawing depicting the Buddha and everybody drinking in the Dhamma. Verse 80. Irrigators guide the water, fletchers straighten the arrow shaft, carpenters frame wood, the wise control themselves. Verse 81. Just as solid rock is not moved by wind, the wise are not perturbed by praise or blame. I feel better already. I read, 4 verses, and I already feel better. When I study this text, I can literally feel my stress and my worries go away when I study the text. Sutra 82. After comprehending the Dharma, wise people are purified and become serene like a deep, clear, still lake. Exactly what I'm saying. Verse 83. A wise man does not seek good or bad. A wise man walks on whatever befalls him, but does not yearn for sensual pleasure. A wise man does not dwell on joy or sorrow. Right here. A wise man walks on whatever befalls him, but does not yearn for sensual pleasure. I'm going to give the second translation for this one, guys. The virtuous give up attachment to pleasure of 5 senses. They do not to favor or gain. When touched by pleasure or pain, a wise man shows no signs of high or low. Extremely important, Sutra 83. Most of them are important. Verse 84. A wise man is honest and good. He does not sin for his own pleasure, nor does he sin because others tell him to sin. He does not crave children, wealth, or power. He will not seek success through unjust means. Verse 85. Few are those who cross to the other shore. Most only run up and down the beach. Verse 86. If you follow the Dharma, you will cross the realm of death and make it to nirvana. Verse 87. Liberated from the dark path, a wise person walks the way of light. Transforming from a bound to a free spirit, a wise person enjoys a pure, blissful mind. I'm drinking it in. I'm drinking it in. I'm going to repeat the text 5 days a week. 7 o'clock, the Yoga Sutras. 8 o'clock, the Dhammapada. For you and for me. Verse 88. By giving up sensual pleasures and attachments, a wise man cleans out the rot from the mind. I love this one. I mean, you have a choice. You can study the Dhammapada or you can watch something on television. If you watch something on television, you might get some temporary pleasure out of it. I have no issues with things like that. But if you're not drinking in the Dharma on a daily basis, your life is going to be stressed out. You're going to have pain. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what your job is. I don't care what your interests are. You can have $1 billion and everything in the world. If you're not studying the Dharma, you're never going to be completely fully happy. You're always going to have some kind of stress or attachments. And you have to think beyond this life. You have to think into the next life. Verse 89. Those whose minds are well developed in the 7 factors of enlightenment have rid themselves of craving, rejoice in their abandonment of attachment, and are full of light, having attained nirvana in this life. That's it for chapter 6, guys. These chapters go kind of fast. My translation is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below or in the comments section. Please come study. You can bring your own verses. This is going to be an ongoing study. Comments and questions are welcomed. Please make the comments to add something to the study. Different perspectives, insight of knowledge, things like that. If you want to put in the comments, that's fine. If you have any questions about the text or the sutras you don't understand, about the Eightfold Path, about the way to nirvana, feel free to ask. If I can answer it, I will. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Be well.